G'day gang. So I'm going to a community meeting at my daughter's school. She's in kindy tonight. I'm on this website here, parentsforsafetechnology.org. Now they have put together a very, very, very comprehensive list that basically it says around the world, countries are taking strong action to reduce wireless radiation on children. In addition to the policies listed below, countries like Switzerland, Italy, France, Austria, Luxembourg, Bulgaria, Poland, Hungary, Israel, Russia and China have set RF exposure limits 100 to 10,000 times less than the USA. Now let me tell you why this applies to us here in Australia. We actually have the same levels for public saturation of radiation in our country as America and also Britain. So Australia, the USA, Britain have the highest allowable limits. So you've got a Panzer who sets the limits here in our country. They're funded solely by the communications industry, who they're meant to regulate. So I'm just going to go through this and you'll see it goes through each country. It shows the laws passed, the legislation put in place, banning it. Some of them will say, so for France, Wi-Fi banned from nursery schools. That would be like kindergarten. Wi-Fi must be turned off in elementary schools when not in use. Cell phone advertisements must recommend headsets to reduce exposure to the brain. They also have a law that since 2011 that says that merchants, so the phone manufacturers, must display the SAR radiation levels for different phone models. All phones must be sold with a headset. That'll be like a corded headset. They ban cell phone ads targeting children 14 years or younger. And it goes on. I've got all this legislation. Then you go to the next country, Belgium. It's got all their legislation. Come down here to... It's got a heap of good YouTube links to videos in it too. I haven't gone through most of them yet, but I will be. So then you got Spain voted to remove Wi-Fi in schools and to apply the precautionary principle in relation to exposure limits to electromagnetic fields. So it goes through all of them. It gives the legislation that's been put in place. So you got Israel has issued guidelines limiting Wi-Fi and cell phone use in schools, including preschool through to second grade, have totally banned the use of Wi-Fi. A hardwired direct cable connection is required if the teacher has a computer in the class. Magnetic fields below 4 mg are being reduced. And it's got Israel Supreme Court ordered Israel government to reply on ceasing Wi-Fi installations in 3rd and 4th grade class internet. And in 3rd and 4th grade class internet, Wi-Fi is restricted to 3 hours per week. 3 hours per week. So in my daughter's kindy class, she's 4 years old, the Wi-Fi router is on the ceiling, pointing straight down at them where they sit, right underneath it, and it is on all day long. All day long. In kindergarten, 4 years old. Israel says even for grades 3 and 4, the internet is restricted to 3 hours per week. Again, my daughter's 4-year-old kindy class, it's on all day long. They might only use it for 2 hours, maybe 3. It's on all day long. Now why this really pisses me off is because you come down to good old Australia, the lucky nation. Fuck, we are so lucky. For Australia, we don't even have any legislation. There's no blue links taking you anywhere. We don't have any legislation. We have what's called a fact sheet titled How to Reduce Exposure from Mobile Phones and Other Wireless Devices. Now, even on our fact sheet, It says for schools, reduce the risk from Wi-Fi devices by keeping them at a distance. For example, placing the wireless router away from where people spend time and reducing the amount of time you use them. So let me say it again. My daughter's 4-year-old, kindy class. It's on right above their heads, literally above their heads. They've got the foam mats on the floor where they sit and do all their puzzles in there. It is right there. Children can sit directly underneath it, pointing straight at their skulls, okay? Straight at their skulls, which aren't anywhere near as thick as our skulls. Straight into their brains, which aren't fully formed and are much smaller than our brains. Now, I'm going to say it again. Brain cancer. And the trolls, they hit me hard when I said this on the last one, but I don't give a flying fuck. I'll try and dig out the link. It's of an Australian surgeon who recently said it. Brain cancer is the #1 killer of children in Australia. #1 killer. We've got over 200 types of brain cancer being found in children. Alright? That modem's pointing straight at their heads. It's on all day long. When our own recommendations say that it should be kept at a distance from them, and it should be turned off when not in use. And I mean, just that alone, that's piss weak compared to every other country I just listed and more. It's growing. Once this many countries start doing something, any other country with half a brain picks up on it. So why aren't we even having the conversation here? Why is that router radiating our 4-year-old children all day long? It just staggers me. So, like I said, we've got no legislation. No one gives a flying fuck here. But we do have a recommendation, and that recommendation isn't being followed either. So I'm going to bring all this up tonight at this community meeting. I've never been to one. You know, my daughter's in kindy, so this is the first I've heard of one. And I don't know if I'll get a chance to speak or not, but I'll make sure of it. So I'm going to be urging parents there to email me so I can give them this link. I'm going to post this link in the comments on this video. And anyone who's got children in an Australian school, you need to be starting to look at what other countries are doing and asking your school, why aren't we having the conversation? Why is our education department, who's in charge of educating and keeping our children safe, and they're doing a fucking shithouse effort on both fronts, why are they not onto this? How the fuck is it that I'm onto this and they're not onto this? All I had to do was type in countries banning Wi-Fi in classrooms, and this was one of the ones on the first page that came up. So how the fuck is it that I can find it so easy and we're not even having a conversation at the moment? Our children in kindy aren't even protected, and then they're going to put 5G into the school. So that modem's going to be putting out at least 100 times more strength than it is now on 4-year-old children, sitting right under it. Right under it. So this is criminal. I'm going there tonight to call them out on it. And hopefully, if I can just get a few parents to read this and tell a few more parents, it won't take many parents for us to rock down that school and go, at the very least, start turning that fucking thing off when you're not using it. So, wish me luck. Take it easy, guys.